And I'm still gonna share my screen so that we can follow the procedure so you can watch both. So our first step is scoop 1 cup of cornstarch into a bowl. So I'm gonna use my 1/4 cup, but 4 of these equals 1 cup. So here we go. 1, make sure you're getting it all out of the scoop. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Add 1/4 cup of water. Now be careful. I gave a little star here. The star says careful not to add too much water at a time. Less is more. Eventually it will become very watery. So don't overfill your measuring cup. And I'm just gonna still use this. So we're gonna do 1 of these. Okay. At this point, you can add some food coloring. It's fun to change the color of it. And I couldn't find my food coloring today. So we're just gonna do plain white Oobleck. All right, well, that didn't take long to mix up. So now our step 3 is to perform the tests listed in the data table and record our observations. So if you've ever done Oobleck before, this doesn't exactly look like Oobleck. This looks like some harder version, maybe when it's dried up. So let's see what the data table says. So we're doing 1/4 cup. Try to cut the Oobleck, okay? Well, that slices very easily, so go ahead and I'll do it again. So it almost is crunchy. I can hear it slicing. Slap the top of the Oobleck in the bowl. Okay, well, it crunches. It doesn't really hold. Well, there it does if I get a good piece. Okay, it feels very, very smooth on my fingers. Pour some into your hand and roll it into a ball. Okay, well, it's still chunky. Can I roll it? Let me move the bowl over here. When I try and roll it into a ball, it just breaks up into little pieces. Make a snake and pull it apart quickly. Well, I don't know if I can make a snake because like I said, it just crunches up. But what if I pull it apart quickly? It just breaks in half. Draw in it with the back of your spoon. Well, at this point I can't really because it's kind of like big chunks of snow. If I pick up a good hard piece, I can carve it. And then solid or liquid? Well, you decide. So you should have filled out all of these. If you did not fill out all of these, pause the video and fill it out. You can rewatch anything to see what happened. We're going back up to step 4. Step 4 is add another 1/4 cup of water. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happens when I mix it. Very hard to stir. But I think I got the water pretty mixed in. Okay. So letting it drip off of the spoon. Step 5, perform tests listed in the data table and record observations in the line for 1/2 cup. So now I have 1/2 of a cup in here, 1/2 of a cup of water. Okay, let's do our observations. Try to cut the oobleck. Ooh, did you see that? Look at that. So it breaks apart, but then it forms back together. So it does slice, and then it comes right back together after like 1 second. All right. I'm gonna stop sharing and let you guys actually see what's happening. Okay, my next test is slap the top of the oobleck in the bowl. Okay, so my finger doesn't really it gets barely wet at all. There's nothing touching it. It feels like I'm slapping something very solid. No sinking in. But of course, if I move my finger slowly and add pressure, it sinks in just like quicksand. All right, now my finger's all goopy. Okay, pour some in your hand and roll it into a ball. Pour very slowly. Feels almost like glue. Roll it into a ball. All right. Okay, so I got it. I can shape it into a ball, but it starts to melt. It's like a ball that's melting instantly. All right, put that back. Make a snake and pull it apart quickly. All right, this one's gonna be hard. Grab some. Let's see if I can make it into a snake. Oh, it's kind of falling apart now. Oh, wow, okay. So that's what happens when I try and make it long and then pull it apart. And then it starts to melt in my hands. Okay, I'm making a mess now. And my last test is, oof. Draw in it with the back of your spoon. So I'll take this. Trying to draw, but much like the cutting, the lines go away in an instant. And it's really not easy to do this. Okay. What is it? Is it a solid or a liquid? You decide. So if you needed to pause and go back and watch me do any of those things again, and then fill out the second line in your data table, go ahead, do that now. So now we're gonna go up to step 6. Add another 1/4 cup of water. Still hard to stir at first, and the water is just sitting right on top. Okay, it's getting easier. Okay, now I can really move the spoon around. Wow, it's almost like milk now. All right, so let's see if I can do any of these tests. So the first test is try to cut the oobleck. Okay, well, it's like running my knife through a liquid. Slap the top of the oobleck. Oh boy. Yep, going right down into the bottom. My hands are so dirty, I probably should not be touching the computer. Pour some in your hand and roll it into a ball. I don't think I want to. Okay, there it is in my hand, dripping right through my fingers. Ooh, it feels like glue. Yeah. All right, I really need a towel. Note to self, make sure you bring a towel for this lab. Make a snake and pull it apart quickly. I don't think I can do that. You saw what happened when I poured it in my hand. Draw in it with the back of your spoon. Well, easy to move around, but doesn't leave a mark. So, solid or liquid, you decide. All right, fill this out, and that's gonna do it for this lab.